Pete from RK Lunatics. Yes, our third group. Thanks for everyone for coming along the journey. Phil, the team, the admins, everyone were chomping at the bit to do this. And hey, look, I was filling up Retro Racing Lunatic with spinner track balls and all sorts of other odds and sods. So it's got a nice home in RK Lunatics as well. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop with the racing madness by talking about spinners and trackballs and racing games. I'm going to start off by just saying, hey, this is going to be re-released as a build again. Thanks to everyone providing the feedback. There's around 230 odd games that cross into spinners and into trackballs. I'll do a little bit of a showcase of the different games and the videos separately on YouTube again as a bit of an update. Big call out to Jason Baker, who shared some knowledge after exchanging marquees and the like, which is great. Just great that we're sharing stuff across the community, which is what this is all about. Anyway, GRS buttonhole spinner, GRS wheel to interface with spinner. We'll connect that. I'll put links in the video description to Glenn and the team at GRS and the like about how this all really works. They do obviously a better presentation than what I get to do, but this is all about me just having some fun and doing that. I've got another post that obviously shows you my heavily modified ex-arcade cabinet. This was essentially trash. Got it really cheap locally. Pulled all the controls out of it other than the trackball and putting all my other cabinet material on that. It's just fantastic because it's got the trackball. I'll do that as a separate video. Drilled a hole which matches the button, dropped in the spinner, mated the spinner to the top of it, plugged in the USB, and it just goes. It's solid. It's not cheap plastic. The video talks about the packaging and everything. It's just a great piece of gear. Anyway, I'm not sponsored, but I did take advantage of an amazing sale that Glenn had, pardon me, over Christmas, New Year's, which to Australia made it all the worth the gamble, because people get banging on about golden tea and pitch and part and a whole range of other things. I understand why now, and that rabbit hole is pretty deep. Anyway, let's talk about spinners, and then I'm going to show you some stuff in regards to the wheels. Just going to go through a couple of the games that I've dialed in via a forum and stuff that Jason was telling me about. I'll quickly load in a couple of games that I would just never play, right? I do now. They're pretty cool, like Arkanoid. I'll just give this a quick... You'll see on the screen I've got the marquee going as well. LED blinkies all firing up. How good am I at these games? Terrible. Why? I've never played them. Well, maybe in the penny parlour back in the 80s when my mate Don is in the channel. Maybe people can explain to me how to actually play this game, but because of the tips that Jason and others have given me about the games and how to dial in the sensitivities. Now, you're going to all need to think about that, like out of the box. This won't be necessarily right for your system because different hardware and different likes, and also because I interface the GRS wheel to it, I need to also account for the size of the wheel when I'm playing certain games. But the good thing about MAME is that you can dial in the sensitivity per game as well. So that's just Arkanoid. A lot of fun. There we go, and I'll just quickly jump out of that. I'll go into another game which, thanks to the community, I simply wasn't even aware of. Like, it's been on bills, but I just don't think about it, right? Blastoids. Set some coins. And this works on trackballs as well too, right? So if you don't have a spinner, it works on a trackball too. Some games are obviously dedicated to spinners and some are dedicated to trackball, but you'll find in this build there is duplication and crossover. I think that's a good thing for a whole range of reasons. Anyway, so I'll press fire. And this is essentially like a modernised version of asteroids. So I'm using my trackball here, right? But I use the spinner. Oh. Alright. I'm not sure if that's good, bad or indifferent, but it just goes really, really, really cool. Okay, I'll jump out of that. I'm going to quickly pause the video there. There's a whole range of other games in here as well. And I'll showcase these separately. But there's a couple of the racing ones that I'm just really super excited about, which I'll just pause now and then start it up. Alright, what I've done, you'll see I've gone and interfaced the wheel. As you'll see in Glenn's video, this is the spinner. It's got a little lock on the side of it, so you undo the lock, lift that up, put the wheel in, with or without the interface. I actually really like it without the little interface. It gives a bit of stability and resistance. The thing is just so solid. Anyway, my only little pet peeve first world problem is with big shovel hands, little keys in wheels don't work. So, have one of these kind of screwdrivers is to lock it in, so you don't give yourself hurry-curry trying to get your wheel in. But the wheel's got a really nice feel to it. You'll see in the other post how I compare it to the size of the G29 wheel, and arguably it's maybe an inch difference. Maybe. It's not as obviously as, the diameter of the grip on the wheel is not exactly the same, and it's not a G29, but I tell you what, it's just perfectly balanced, it's solid, and it's just not crap-a-rama. It's just really, really good. Anyway, we're going to talk about games. I'll start off with a couple that I really got excited about because, look, to be honest, even though I've got a racing build and my own personal one, that is, I had these super sprint games. My mate Don and I, who's in the group, we would play these games down at the local pinball arcade down in Coomera in the Snowy Mountains all the time and sink quarters into these things when we were growing up. We're both pretty old now, right? Anyway, I never play these games on the G29. I think it's just impossible. If someone knows how to do that for the rest of the group, please let us know. But these wheels that you'll see, like in the images, just weren't designed for that. Again, thanks to Jason calling out in the forums that talk through and experiment and doing calculations in regards to spinner sensitivity. It's just amazing that you can play. Now, I'm going to play this. Warning, I'm crap. When was the last time I played this game? Well, I've played it maybe 4 times now after doing some tinkering and testing. But I can assure you the last time I probably played this in any real sense of the word is maybe 40 years ago, right? So to sort of play this, wow, I actually feel like I'm actually playing the game is just simply amazing. So I'll put some credits in. Now the pedal I'm using is the Time Crisis DIY pedal that I made. Like this, that's pedal 2. Got a separate video on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe like everyone else says for our channel to show you how to make one of those. But anyway, I'm using it as my accelerator, which is fantastic. And you can note these games were stand up, right? So, away we go. Right, so I'm going to hit start. These had gears. Clearly my own shit. anyway, this was the original championship sprint in my mind. Back in the 80s, like people were lining up to play this, I'm telling you, and I was one of those people. Anyway, crap-a-rama. We'll pick another game. Now, there were different Super Sprints. Super Sprint 2 was 2 players. Super Sprint 4 had this real weird cube kind of thing. Super Sprint 8, it's a bit bizarre, that one. I don't ever remember seeing that one. Anyway, but what we're going to do is I'm going to go pick, you know, the one that everyone loves playing, including myself, Super Sprint. Put some credits in. You can pick your track. And the cool thing about this is that you're not fighting the wheel. Like, it's just like you just look, the fluid of this thing is just unbelievable. And that's why I'm not sponsored. This is just me enjoying it. Whoa, shit. Like, wow. I couldn't do that on the G29, not without swearing and carrying on. Happy days, like, wow. Anyway, we'll jump out of that. Gonna play some other classics. World Rally. You sort of can get it to work on the G29. I'm sure other people know how to dial that in better than yours truly, but I've got to say, on the G29, I just didn't really play the game. It's there, but I probably used the D-pad on the steering wheel than actually using the steering wheel and getting the accelerator to do what I needed to do. Well, you know, that took effort. Anyway, it works incredibly well here. Let me just show you how badly I drive on it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Now, I've got to admit, I've played this about 4 or 5 times, but in the last 5 years, it's probably been only 4 or 5 times because I haven't really enjoyed it with the G29. That's not to say the G29 is bad, but I think it's just really not geared for these kinds of games. That's just personal opinion. Oh yeah, baby. This is my best run yet. I probably still won't hit the time. Miss out. But still, total control. That wasn't too bad. Needed to floor it a bit more. Lifts it out of that. This is a pretty cool game. I've never played it. Well, I have played it to test it, and someone said, hey, if you've got pole position, you need to try TX1. And I'm probably not system because playing pole position, I find on the G29, it just didn't work. It's quite cool in the fact that it obviously uses 3 screens, and thankfully my monitor's big enough to accommodate that. Let's add some credits. This has got gears on it. If anyone's got any other kinds of games like this that you think that I'm missing off this, just let me know. Very cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, I'll jump out. A couple more I want to show you. Glenn has turbo on one of his videos, which is very, very cool. I'm total trash at it. Past the super sprints. Pole position. Right, we'll give that a squirt. I've got hour on there too, and I've got to say, geez, that goes well. Can't do the spin again without playing pole position.
Prepare to qualify.
On the G29 I would have just had dip real. I did have 50 with it. Hit that sign. He doesn't hit that sign. Remember where it is and drop back. You know, like to see me passing those cars. Remember playing this game a ton in Coombe with my mate Don. You'd be in this little cabinet with the window on the back and you have all these people gawking at you through the windows because they're all lining up to have a go at this game. Just anyway, it's just amazing. I'll jump out of that. What I do next? You can see that I've got Millie Miglia, which is another type of world rally type thing. Except you drive around these old cars. That goes really well as well. Jason Baker dropped a hint about this one when we were talking about like sensitivities and settings, and he was using language I had never heard of. But I'll just quickly give this a squirt. That's the point. Right, so in this game you've got a lever to give you like boost. So I'll use it when I get to the top up here. But there's no way in the world I was going to play this on the G29. Maybe someone else has. But the cool thing about this, I'm controlling it with one hand, and I've got my other hand on the joystick, which doubles up as the gear shift for the position the way I've got the wheel set up. He's just got me Anyway, very, very good. And then championship sprint. Buggy challenge. Big run. Got a whole pile of them in there. American Speedway. I thought I actually had a another one that you had there. It's in arcades. Oh yeah, Buggy Boy. Hang on, I'm just going to add that to my spinner because I know that's a spinner game. So you can see I'm just adding this to a spinner game. This is a game I actually saw on, and I tried on my G29. For the life of me, I just was going to, you know, slash my wrists trying to play it. Maybe I haven't got the settings on this one dialed in yet. Pedal. Get rid of that. Is that it? Oh yeah. Oh, you get the message. Alright, so yeah, anyway, that's not exactly a quick showcase of the video, but it just goes through a whole range of games that we've got set up on there. On the spinners, there's around 100. On the trackball, there's about 127, so 230 odd games across the two genres. But I'll leave it that for now, and then I'm going to do a separate video to do with trackballs. But hopefully that's been informative, and maybe this has made you just go try and tip some money out of your wallet and launch it into the next spinner and steering wheel, or start 3D printing wheels and the like. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and bye for now.